Come with me to speak on a Bloomberg panel.
Up from
I know, it makes me feel so sick.
the CTO office.
Currently replacing
That's our panelists onto the stage, starting with Jessica from Global X. All this turbulence and arguably what could be a regime shift in the markets.
Yeah, sure. So if I asked everyone here, I told you a month ago that the US exceptionalism fairy tale isn't quite over yet, probably none of you would believe me, right? But look where we are now. US stocks have done a round trip and more. Just earlier in the week, we were having chats again about whether S&P is going to hit the all-time high. But I think now that's when it's really important to make the distinction that when we've been referring to US exceptionalism, it hasn't been US assets as a whole. It's really been driven by US stocks, and in particular tech and AI as those themes. So I'll come back to that later. But you are right in the sense that US assets as a whole, we haven't really rebounded from Liberation Day, looking at government bonds and then of course the US dollar. But now what is a new market regime? So you probably have a higher for longer environment. We're only pricing in 2 Fed rate cuts as of now. You probably have lower growth and most probably high inflation. So in this new market regime, you still really want to look for and focus on companies that can still provide that growth in terms of margin and profitability. So the CapEx, we still see definitely the hyperscalers still going all in on the AI thing. So the total CapEx for the group is set to exceed, I think, US $300 billion just for this year alone, and it's going to be upwards of $330 billion US next year. Some other thematics, we see defensive and cybersecurity. We don't really see a slowdown in that, even though there are de-escalations. So global spending is still on the rise when it comes to defense, and especially with NATO, thinking of increasing their spending to 5% of GDP.